Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a model launched in 2006. This is the Cartier Rotonde de Cartier Big Date. The Grande Date with a double digit up at 12 o'clock, 42 millimeters in diameter in white gold. This watch is 11.5 millimeters thick and 47.4 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip with a broad and modern 23 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The Rotonde de Cartier had the distinction of being perhaps the most complicated family of Cartier watches during the 2000s and 2010s, as almost all the complications Cartier was rolling out at the time found their way into this series, and this Big Date model is no exception. It wears well on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. You can see that it's super flat, and with a domed bezel, it easily slides underneath the cuff, so it is a great dress watch in that regard. But being only 47.4 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, it wears surprisingly well on a small wrist, as tiny as 14 centimeters circumference. The strap is upscale, and you can see that it's large rectangular scale alligator leather and an upscale large scale strap. That was not a pun intended, but you can see it's calfskin on the bottom. It is black semi-gloss with a monotone stitch, and you can see it has a folded edge. There are no perforations because that's not how the Cartier deployant clasp works. The way it works is that we have this buckle that is a single fold deployant, and you tuck the strap into the buckle. It goes down and in and under, just like that. And so once you've sized it, this closes and all the excess length is hidden underneath the strap, so there's no need for minder loops. The other thing that's really nice is because you're not dealing with perforations, you don't gouge the strap as badly, but also if you're in between sizes and you have a strangely unconventional wrist diameter, diameter or circumference, I should say, you can really fine-tune here because there are no perforated adjustment marks. You can take it in or take it out as much as you need. Now, the strap is held to the case using screws and bars, and that means that this is quite securely anchored. Screws and bars are a bit more expensive than spring bars, but they're also more secure. We have a little sapphire spindle on the flank of the case, and then we have a beaded style crown, giving way to a full polished Rotonde de Cartier case with beautiful breaks between the lug profiles in the case. That's exceptional case assembly and finishing. And then we have a dial with a sort of rosette stamped guilloché. There's a floral motif at center, and then we have a sunken sub-seconds. We have the little Cartier secret signature down at 7 o'clock, and Cartier hands, which are sort of a fusion of brigade and leaf style hands. We have the double digit date, and then there are two subsidiary setting modes, one of which is stop seconds. You could say I've stopped the seconds hand, and then the watch also has a quick set system for rapidly cycling the date should the watch run down or encounter an irregular length month. You can easily do that. It is the Big Date, or Grande Date, as they would say in La Chaux de Fonds, where Cartier watches are made. This watch is a manufacturer effort. It is all Cartier. You can see that they've got their maker's mark on the case, and they made the movement as well. This is the manufacturer, 9602MC, manufacturer Cartier. It's a twin-barrel manual wind, 72-hour power reserve with a quick set Big Date, hacking seconds. It beats away at 8 beats per second or 4 hertz. It pivots on 22 joules, and it has 2 barrels. So with the twin barrels, it doesn't have the big drop-off in amplitude that a single barrel movement typically has after 24, 36, 48 hours. This manages to maintain balance amplitude, but also it doesn't gallop excessively fast when fully wound. You can see that there's a custom eccentric micrometric regulator screw system, that eccentric screw being a micrometric regulator, with most of the adjustment accomplished using these two Edicron keys. One is for timing, one is for beat error. That's a very reliable system that can be used for exacting adjustment. And then you can see that the finish is attractive. Though it's a combination of machine and hand finishing, it's a very persuasive combination. All screw heads are black polished. The beveling, especially around the balance, is estimable and actually mirror finished. We have multiple solarizations on the 2 barrels. You can see satination on the wheels as well as the intermediate wheels of the winding system. You'll note that there is a lovely little click adjacent to the ratchet wheel, and then we have a little bit of engine turning adjacent to it is a very nicely executed movement. All of this water resistant down to 30 meters, as a dress watch will be. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.